Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I want to discuss this recent phenomenon of YouTubers, both in and out of the K-pop community, taking a step back from their music reaction channels. I'm not going to be naming specific channels in this video, but I want to have a more generalized discussion about the nature of this type of content. So please do not send hate towards me, and even if I do end up naming examples to make my case, please don't send any hate towards them as well. For those who don't know what reaction channels are, they are actually quite simple and easy to understand and not very convoluted. And within the context of K-pop, reaction channels are basically individuals or groups of people who give their thoughts and opinions on various releases from various K-pop groups and solo artists as well. Many of these reactors bring a multitude of different personalities, opinions, insight, and perspective. For example, you have channels that bring in classical musicians who are able to discuss music from an analytical standpoint through music terminology, or in most cases, just people who are genuinely passionate about music. Now there is a debate on whether or not some of these channels are authentic or not, even going as far as to being accused of being paid by certain K-pop companies to react positively to their artists. However, it should be pointed out that this is not the case for every reactor. For this video, I want to talk about why so many content creators are stepping away from reaction channels or moving to new platforms, and I want to do my best and explain everything as much as possible because not everyone has the same reasons. First and foremost, we need to talk about the notorious copyright and monetization issues that have plagued YouTube for so long. YouTube as a platform has intensified their system of identifying copyrighted material and how it can be used by users who wish to make content out of it. The reason why YouTubers turn to platforms like Patreon is also because certain content is not allowed on YouTube and therefore could put these creators at risk of demonetization, meaning they cannot solely make a profit from their YouTube channel alone, or even worse cases that cause their videos or even their entire channel to be taken down. Therefore, they either hire editors or edit their videos themselves heavily to minimize the impact of copyright when they post videos on YouTube. So even if what they react to is being used for entertainment purposes or to have a discussion on the media showcased in their videos, they have to jump through many hoops in order to meet the requirements YouTube has placed, even if it can be unfair at times. Another reason that I personally share even though I don't make reactions videos is simply burnout. We all experience many different forms of burnout, which for all intents purposes is defined as a form of exhaustion that is caused by a prolonged stress that is usually, but not limited to work or one's job. And as I alluded to in my last point, many YouTubers treat what they do as their sole source of income. But to explain from personal experiences, one of the reasons why it takes me so long to upload content on my own channel is because I have so many ideas that I want to pursue. But sometimes I have a hard time either starting or finishing those ideas and making them full fleshed-out videos, or I experience a creative burnout due to the pressure of uploading content to keep this channel afloat. Nowadays, I don't feel that pressure as much, and I usually just take as many breaks as possible by indulging in other hobbies and activities that I have outside of this channel. But tangent aside, many content creators are doing everything they can to either stand out, draw more people to their channel, or latch on to new and current trends so they don't get left behind. And it's because of those reasons that many creators experience burnout. But there is another reason people step away from reactions altogether, and, to be honest, this may have a bit of nuance to it, which I will do my best to explain. So buckle up. So like I said, this next point does require a bit of nuance because in my opinion, every party has a part to play when it comes to this. One of the common reasons that I've seen recently when people decide to stop making reaction videos is because of, well, the viewers. And no, it doesn't have to be people who subscribe to their channel. It could also be people who are not subscribed and are just scrolling through. But in the context of K-pop, this is something that has been constantly occurring for quite a while. There is a saying that actually perfectly describes the first point I want to make in this section. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, which means not to act badly towards the person who helps you, or in the case of reactors, those who give you their opinions on something when you ask for it, only to then become upset and antagonize them in some way. Whenever we as K-pop fans are understandably skeptical about reactors being genuine or not, I feel like we also take for granted the reactors who are being genuine. Authenticity is rewarded, but it comes with a double-edged sword in the case of reaction channels. I think the viewers have every right to call out creators who are being inauthentic or are using certain groups or artists for clout and attention. But not every content creator is like that. Additionally, anytime a creator offers a critique, they are often met with intense backlash. For me, if I watch a reaction and I don't agree with their opinions or critiques, sometimes if I feel compelled to, I give my own opinion while making it a point to say that I respect the creator's viewpoints. I think K-pop fans need to understand that not everyone is going to like the music that these idols release for whatever reason it may be. And before you say it, no, not everyone is misogynistic and hates girl groups, Heather. There are some YouTubers I watch who will react to my favorite groups, and even though I get upset when they don't like something, I appreciate the ones that actually take the time and effort to explain why they don't like a song and where they can do something differently. That's honestly all I really need, because at the end of the day, if someone doesn't like the same kind of music that I do, it doesn't mean I can't like it anymore. For example, there are, unfortunately, people in this world who do not like Beyoncé and will use the most ridiculous reasons to justify it. But even if it does make me upset, sometimes it is not always rooted in racism or ageism, etc. But if it is, well then it says more about that person than it does Beyoncé. Just saying. No shade. That aside, I think we as viewers need to be more careful with how we treat content creators. And I will explain one of the reasons why in my next point. We often underestimate what it really takes to stay afloat as a content creator in spaces like YouTube, and really just being on the internet in general. There are some content creators who have a gentle soul, are non-confrontational, avoiding drama and conflict anywhere possible, and just rather sensitive. But if you've been on the internet long enough, you know that not everybody is kind and can be very cutthroat, even if they aren't serious. So even if you aren't a content creator, you're in most ways expected to have some type of skin or capacity to be much more abrasive or assertive. While it is a good thing to have content creators who lead with kindness, compassion, and sensitivity, it is not practiced by everyone, especially keyboard warriors. They're called that for a reason. So I say all of this not to devalue or speak over anyone who is subjected to any form of online harassment or cyberbullying, but rather to help understand that content creation in spaces like YouTube, where hundreds of millions of people will comment on everything you do and contribute to, are just not always for the faint at heart. So it is completely valid if creators decide that they simply cannot handle it or are incapable of setting boundaries and being, for lack of a better words, aggressive towards their detractors. Ultimately, content creators need to put their foot down on what won't be tolerated in their spaces and be much more assertive anytime they are disrespected in any way. Even if we should be more kind to others, the reality is not everybody can afford it. Multiple things can be true at once. We owe it to ourselves to support more authentic reactors when we see them, and we owe it to the reactors themselves to not overstep their boundaries and also be more expensive with our frustrations, if that makes sense. And lastly, with the way that social media platforms are changing in recent years, not everyone is able to adjust and adapt. And in many cases, these changes are actually much more detrimental to content creators, as not everyone has the resources or access to infrastructures that can provide them the necessary support that they need. There is a push for more bite-sized, short-form content like YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, and so on, which means most long-form content, such as this very video, while are not impossible to reach, are not necessarily highly favored from the get-go. And on top of that, many social media platforms and online spaces are subjected to a nefarious form of censorship, especially here in the US due to legislation and the government. You have to understand that while it is important to protect young and impressionable viewers, most of these people in power are using this as fronts to restrict various forms of free speech, but that's neither here nor there. With the internet evolving into what it is today, for better or for worse, many reactors are struggling to adapt and therefore change their format or move to other platforms entirely, like I previously mentioned. So overall, these are the reasons why I believe content creators, especially those within the K-pop community, are stepping away from doing music reactions on YouTube. I also think that even though it wasn't the main focus of this video, this is why even commentary channels are ceasing content creation as well, alongside many other factors that I didn't list in this video. Therefore, I turn to you guys who are watching, as you may also have some points to share that I didn't touch on. You can voice them in the comments section, but please keep it respectful. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure to like and subscribe because you never know when I'll upload a new video. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful day, take care of yourselves, and please stay safe.